everyone, it is I, Bloodraven, bringing you a build for CR-8 from Backpack Hero, the robot hero. And in this build, I'm going to show you how I have set up my build to give me not only infinite energy, but infinite mana. And this build uses range to bypass most of the mechanics in this game that would harm me in a infinite energy loop. So, without any further ado, we're going to go straight to the build, and I'm going to explain how this works. Alright guys, so here we are in the backpack. So, the mechanic for CR-8 is he has a core. The core is going to shoot a beam that creates 3 energy. As it comes over here, this splitter is going to destroy that charge, and it's going to create 2 charges going to the side. Each charge has half of the value of the destroyed charge rounded up. So 3 becomes 1.5, which is rounded up to 2 on each side. The first charge is going to drop into this elbow, and it's going to shoot across here, activating the My First Wand. It is going to hit this booster, which is going to turn it into 3. Each charge can only use this component 2 times. The charge must have traveled at least 3 spaces. On use adds 1 energy, so 2 becomes 3, and it's going to come back up here and then shoot back across, hitting the Ring of Rage again, and then hitting the splitter to do the same thing the heart did. The other charge is going to bounce up here, it's going to come here, it's going to hit this to turn into 3, hit the splitter, so it's going to send 2 down and 2 to the left. The 2 is going to hit the composite bow, which is going to fire my arrow twice. The other charge is going to come down, hit the Ring of Rage, hit the Mana Reverser, which uses 1 energy, and adds 4 mana to Connected Mana Network, restoring our charges. And this is going to bounce right back up here, hang a left, and it's going to hit the bow every time. So, this 1 charge is going to hit the bow 3 times and hit my Mana Reverser once, refilling the mana. And then it's going to continue the cycle, shooting back down, coming back up, splitting again, blah, 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 forever. And using the range with the composite bow or any bow will work. You can do this however you want. Any arrow will work. Using this method, we're going to continue to fire this arrow and just keep attacking over and over and over again. I went with explosive arrow for the cleave. I also have my cleansing flame, which I technically don't need. The only thing that really makes this build work really well is the stopwatch. And another one that I have yet to get is the belt of knives. The belt of knives would also work if I got a second arrow, because each arrow on use would buff the other back and forth. And since the bow uses all arrows in each column below, you can have it keep bouncing that charge back and forth, and the charges will go over these arrows without actually activating them. Neat. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to hop straight into this, and I'm going to show you me killing the Badger boss on floor 24. There's Badger boss. So we go in, and we're going to turn auto run on. So there's the split, the charge, back up again, hits, goes top, charge, splits, goes down, charge, and this one's going to come up, and then it's going to go down, back up, and then hang a left, and then come down. And it's going to keep doing this forever. It's never going to stop. There is nothing in here that's going to change. This is going to be a continual circuit of never-ending energy. And if you really want to be on the safe side, you could put what's called a reverser where this switch is at. And if there was any extra energy, it could bounce it back. Not likely going to happen with the way this setup is. This is a setup for maximum usage with minimal time spent because of how this is going to go. I could shorten the duration that this travels and whatnot. Technically, I don't even need these defense grids because I'm not going to get hit. I do keep them, though, because I am running a red hoodie and a tooth necklace, which what this is going to do is every fight I will get 3 maximum health. And that's the reason I have the My First Wand and have the shields, is so when I see a safe spot, I can just hit in turn, cancel the whole thing out, and let the regeneration heal me while still being able to block a decent amount of damage. That's the only reason it's there, is because I like to have that extra cushion of protection. Not required for this build to work. The only thing you need to make this build work: two boosters, two splitters, and a mana reverser. That's it. And a handful of elbows, which you'll find elbows everywhere. I find these things left and right. As you can see, I've got plenty here, and I think I threw out like 3 or 4 of them on my adventures here. So this is actually real easy setup to get going. And yes, it's going to take a while, guys. You can't see his total health here. I'm going to move myself real quick to right here in the middle. Boop. There's his health. 13,600 health. That's a lot. We're going to chew through it. And I kind of made this switch a little late, so this is pretty much a base explosive arrow. There is 0 forge used on it, and I don't have the belt of knives yet. I'm kind of hoping after the Badger boss is dead that I'd get a belt of knives, but we'll see. And if not, we'll just keep rolling on. One important fact: there's one boss in this game that I've come across that actually does something against a ranged attack, and it is the robot boss. He has a ability called Rough Hide, which I can't honestly remember what the mechanic is for that boss. So, as a safety precaution, I will be running with a melee weapon, preferably in this bottom slot here. That way I can swap out in case I see him, because this build will work with melee too. All you have to do is swap the bow and your melee weapon, and then bing, bang, boom. As long as the melee weapon is a 1 energy cost, it'll work. Even a 2 energy cost isn't that bad, because you're usually going to have 2 charges. The only downside is you only hit it once per rotation instead of 3 times. So you take it or leave it, however you want to do it, because you could run an Assassin's Dagger with this as well. I find a bow to be a much better solution for this build because of the way Belt of Knives and Stopwatch works in conjunction, because this thing's just getting kind of ridiculous. We're at 140 damage to all enemies. And it just keeps going, guys. I've been really excited about figuring this build out. There are a lot of other characters you can play if this is too slow for you, or if you don't like having to deal with the math involved with playing CR-8. I will be putting out builds for those other characters, because each of them have their own mechanic that they work with in the game. Another big mechanic of CR-8 is when you're building your backpack, you actually play Tetris. It gives you random shapes that resemble Tetris, and you have to piece them onto your backpack. So your backpack may not look like the way mine is, or you can get close. As you can tell, I have this last row here that I could have filled in, but I'm at max level. I literally can't make this backpack any bigger. But it does give me the opportunity for some extra storage space while still running a pretty solid build. And we are at the halfway mark of defeating the Badger boss, and this will go a lot faster because now our arrow is up to 179 damage. I have some extra stuff just floating in here just to, I hold on to stuff. I'm a bit of a pack rat. Mechanical eye, I kind of want to play with it if I can find some pistons, and the pretty anklet's kind of useless. Because the way this build works, I'm going to kill everything in one go, and I don't really need it. Lucky ring, because why not, free space. And the pearl's just there to be a pearl. It'd be awesome. Giving a little extra starting damage to my explosive arrow. But most of this is not necessary. Literally, that's it. The elbows, the 2 boosters, the 2 splitters, and the mana reverser. Those are what is needed to make this build infinite. Yeah, we're hitting for 214 now. He is pretty close to being a goner. And what's going to be great is when I can get another arrow into this and preferably get it up to like a 3 bow. And then I can start stacking some arrows in here. And that way each activation will hit these arrows multiple times. That's the only thing I'm really lacking is more damage to speed up this grind. Because the further and further you go in endless mode, the more health they get, and it does become a bit of a slog. But we made it to the end, and we did not get a belt of knives. We've got the Gem of Anna, a coral, and a tusk. Which the tusk will give us 5 weapon damage. We'll just grab the gem, I guess. I don't know. The gem is tiny. All right, guys. So that is how this build works, and so far it has been a blast putting this together and figuring out the mechanics. There's a lot of really cool items you can put into this and make it as complicated or as crazy as you want. I literally had one uh, similar build to this where I was using a charger and using a toggle um, to continually boost my energy, and at one point I had 40 energy in one beam. It was just getting crazy strong. And yeah, so definitely stay tuned. There will be more build videos as I see some neat combos. And this game has been awesome. It is on early access on Steam. Retail price is $15.99, but it has been on sale for the last couple of days for 10% off. And they have a full roadmap ready. We're looking at new characters being released, new items being released, and in February, they are planning to release the town part of this game, where we get to build our own town by diving into the dungeons and collecting stuff. I'm excited. It's going to be great. And as always, with all of our content, you can see it here on YouTube at any point in time. Also, check us out on twitch.tv/. Swamp Mages Gaming to see our live content that we do. And remember, guys, stay swampy.